Okay, what if an AI startup could grow so fast it just seems to defy all logic? Well, today we're going to dig into the story of Lovable, a company that's on a quest to do something most people would call impossible: hit $1 billion in revenue in just 1 year.
It's the question in the tech industry right now. We've all seen fast growth before, but AI, it's just operating on a totally different level, a different timeline. So what's the absolute top speed upper limit of that growth look like? Well, a company called Lovable thinks it knows the answer.
$1 billion. That's the annual recurring revenue, or ARR, that Lovable CEO says they are going to hit within the next 12 months. Now, to put that into perspective for you, this is a company that was only founded in 2023. I mean, a projection this big, this audacious, it just forces you to ask, how is that even remotely possible?
To get that answer, we've got to look past the giant headline number and actually dig into the data. See, a goal this massive isn't just wishful thinking. It has to be built on some serious, verifiable momentum. So let's take a look at the numbers behind all this noise. Here's the key. It isn't about one single massive deal. It's all about consistent, relentless momentum. According to the CEO, Anton Osika, Lovable is adding $8 million in new annual recurring revenue every single month. That's the engine that's powering this entire incredible story.
And this timeline really puts that speed into focus. So they were founded in 2023. They hit their first million in ARR in early 2025. But then, get this, just 8 months later, they jumped from 1 million all the way to 100 million. It's that insane leap that the company is pointing to as proof that its billion-dollar goal is actually within reach.
And to make their path even clearer, they've set a more immediate target. The company is projecting it'll reach $250 million in ARR by the end of this year. So the crucial point here is that they don't see the billion-dollar mark as some giant leap of faith. For them, it's just the next logical step in this unbelievable hypergrowth journey.
Okay, so we've seen the absolutely staggering numbers. But who is the company that's making all these waves? It's time to take a closer look at the startup that's being called one of Europe's new AI darlings.
And when you look at their stats, you can really see why. Led by CEO Anton Osika and founded just last year, Lovable has already hit a massive $1.8 billion valuation. And they did that while raising a $200 million Series A round this summer. So, these aren't the numbers of some small, unproven startup. We're talking about a heavily funded, high-valuation player. Of course, numbers like that don't just come from good fundraising. They have to be driven by a product, a technology, a secret sauce. And for Lovable, that secret sauce is something they call vibe coding. So what in the world is vibe coding? Well, this is where the story gets really interesting. The term is what they use to describe their proprietary AI, but as the source material points out, there is no further public explanation. The tech at the very heart of this billion-dollar valuation is, for now at least, a complete and total black box.
And it's this exact combination of verifiable, explosive growth on one hand and a completely mysterious technology on the other, that's what has captured the attention of investors and the media. It's positioned them as a symbol of Europe's real ambition in the AI space.
So, okay, a fast-growing company with a cool name and a huge goal. Why should we care? Because Lovable's story isn't just about one company. No, it's a huge signal about the entire state of the AI industry right now. So let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
So what is all this signaling? Well, first, it suggests that the speed of growth we used to think was normal might just be obsolete in the age of AI. It also shows this incredible investor confidence, a willingness to bet hundreds of millions of dollars on trajectory alone. It also proves that a powerful story, even one built on total mystery, can be just as valuable as a transparent product. And finally, it really puts a spotlight on Europe as a serious contender in the global AI race.
And all of that leaves us with one last really crucial question. Is Lovable just an anomaly, a spectacular one-off success story, or are we watching the creation of a whole new playbook, where billion-dollar runs in just a couple of years become the new standard for AI? What you should really take away from this is that the answer to that question, well, it's going to define the next decade of technology.